You want to know how to make your life easier when you're using the 4-cable method and 3 of the cables go in the same exact pattern from your amp to your pedal board? Make a loom. Do the job one time. I'm a fan of that. My life is going to be easier now. Ooh. Just go ahead and run the thing and I'll fix it. Yep. How's it going, guys? Welcome to another episode of Tone Clips. My name is Blake Hall. If you're into everything guitar, you came to the right place. Don't forget to hit the little subscribe button and hit the little bell icon next to it so you don't miss the next video. Today, what we're talking about is a question that I've gotten 1,000,000 times or more. How do you get a gig in Nashville? Let's talk about it. I've been playing in downtown Nashville and touring with artists based out of Nashville for over 9 years at this point, and the most frequently asked question that I get is, how do you get a gig in Nashville? Because I've gotten so many questions about becoming a professional musician and everything involved with it, I've decided that I'm going to do a series of videos where I just give you everything that I have and I just answer all those questions about being a professional musician. I would love to have your help with it though. There's 2 things that I could really use from all of you guys. One is, if you have any questions about being a professional musician, the journey to get here, how to make it sustainable and keep going forward, whatever it is, throw those in the comments below. I'd love to hear your questions. And second, I could use your help naming this series. If you got any good ideas, throw them in the comments below. Maybe even something funny. I always love a good laugh. So how do you get a gig in Nashville? I'm gonna give you 3 things to get you a gig in Nashville. And if you stick around to the end of the video, I might just throw in a bonus one that could be a game changer, you know what I'm saying? Now, these points that I'm going to make are specific to getting gigs in Nashville, and that's assuming that you're already comfortable with your instrument and you can put on a show. Now, the first thing that you need to do to get your gig in Nashville is to be present. And I know that that sounds super fundamental. I don't just mean physically in the zip code or anything. I mean, if you want to play on Broadway in Nashville, you need to get your butt to Broadway in Nashville. And if you want to play a specific venue, you need to hang out there. If you haven't moved here yet, make a trip, because there's so many people that I talk to that I meet that are players, and they say, hey man, I'm moving to Nashville next month. How do I get a gig? In fact, that's normally where I get these questions. Those people are already doing step 1 for the most part. Being present doesn't just mean physically being in Nashville. What it means is getting to know the other musicians around, getting to know the people that are already doing what you want to do, getting to know the people that you want to be on stage with. You also want those people to know who you are and the fact that you're a musician, that you're a seasoned musician that's ready to play. So the more people you know, the better. Now, the second thing that you need to do to get your gig in Nashville is to take notes. Now, when you get here, meet a bunch of people, hang out, watch the bands. Now, when you are watching those bands, this is what I mean by take notes. Take note of which songs get people out of their seats, which songs make people dance and have a good time and flip out consistently night after night. No matter who is there, there are certain songs that crowds just love in Nashville. Now, while you're taking note of how the crowds react to those songs, also pay attention to how many of those songs are being played by multiple bands? Because if several different bands are playing certain songs, you can bet if you're getting called for a gig by one of those bands that you're gonna need to know those songs. So, in doing all of this, taking note of what songs that the crowd's like, what songs the bands are playing, and the other part of that is what songs are being requested. Learn those songs, because somebody is eventually going to ask you to get up and show us what you got, because most of those bands are playing for 4 hours at a time, and that drummer, that guitar player, that singer might need a break. 4 hours is a long time without getting off the stage to use the restroom or do anything else, just to take a break for 2 seconds. So if somebody shows up to that gig that's a seasoned player that knows those songs that that band plays, they're probably gonna get asked to get up for a song or two. Which brings me to my third point on how you get your gig in Nashville. Be ready to throw down at all times. Be ready to take that stage and show people what you got. Don't show up to the gig, start drinking, and get all silly, and then them ask you, hey, can you sit in? And then you're not able to play at your best because you had a little bit too much fun at their gig. You're there to get work. You're there to get your gig in Nashville. If somebody asked you to sit in on a gig in Nashville, you get up on that stage and you kill it, you're going to be getting a first call, and you're gonna get your first gig in Nashville, and that could lead to the next one and the next one after that. Now, if you've made it this far in the video, you're probably pretty determined to get that gig in Nashville, and let me go ahead and just give you this bonus point that I believe is a game changer. I think it could be the difference of how quickly you get called and how often you get called. Learn to sing. If you have any ability at all, learn to sing, expand on that. If you can get on stage and not only play your instrument well, but then you can take over for the singer for a few songs, you are gonna go from here on the list to the very top of the list. I know this because I'm a singer. I sing downtown. I do 4-hour gigs in Nashville, and the first people that I call are the musicians that are great at their instrument, that have a good attitude, show up on time, and sing. Singing, that is the big one. That is the game changer. Now, the flip side of that coin is for all you singers out there that don't play an instrument. I would say to you, learn an instrument, because if you can sing and play, you're gonna get called sooner and more frequently. If you can sing, learn how to sing harmonies with another singer, because take a really good band that doesn't have any harmonies, throw some harmonies in there, and that band just became a great band. I'm so pumped on this series because not only do I feel like I've learned a lot from living here and actually being able to figure out how to be a professional musician and keep moving forward every single year. Now, these are things that help me get a gig in Nashville. I hope that they help you and maybe answered some of your questions. Guys, if you enjoyed the video, please go ahead and give me a like, because that makes a world of a difference with the algorithm, helps this channel grow, and helps me help other people that have questions just like you. If you're interested in seeing more videos like this one, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and don't forget that little bell icon next to it, and they will inform you on when the next video comes out. And make sure that you also leave your comments below. Let me know what you think this series should be called, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace! If you have any of learn those songs. gig, you came to a screeching halt. I know. Bleh. Yeah, and on that, man, that was a good roll. And now a word from our sponsor. Oh, hey there. Does your significant other constantly get on to you for having too much music gear and cluttering up the house with it? Well, Midgard has got you covered. They'll give you a nice cozy little nook for your valuables and even a place to go for whenever the in-laws are in town. Thanks, Midgard.